What I'm thinking is I'm gonna cut this in a drop shoulders for something nice and cute for the spring. And then we're gonna crop this up and we're gonna do a waist size. So it's gonna be like this with all gad on the side. And we're gonna just leave the shirt like this. So it's gonna be like a nice comfortable top that you can wear in the summer. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to pour myself a glass of wine. So if you haven't turned in before, this is my wine craft show. So every week we do take an old piece of clothes and we basically upcycle them into something new. And while we're doing that, we have a glass of wine, taste some wine that is around $10, and basically then we're gonna see how it tastes and I tell you about it. So I do some research on the wine and with some recommendation from the people around me, and I will tell you a little bit more about the wine each week. And so today, since it's spring, I'm gonna do a white wine this week, and I'm gonna do another white wine next week, I believe. Yeah. So stay tuned. I'm gonna tell you about the other wine later. So if this is your first time watching this, so every time I take a sip or mention the glass of wine, you should also have a drink. So if you don't have a drink, go get yourself some or get a bottle, pour yourself and sit back and see what I can come up with for this. So let's do some basic look. So it have a nice champagne-ish color. So we always do the smell tasting first because you want to make sure the wine is not ruined or bad. So you want to, it smells quite nice and crisp. I have this wine before. It's a little bit acidy. It was supposed to be a dry wine, so and it had 12.5% alcohol. And this wine is from Argentina, and it have 5 grams of sugar. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about this as we go along and drink this. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna basically cut all the way off the shoulder. So I'm gonna cut all the way to the sleeve here. So I'm gonna draw it. So this is a huge t-shirt, and basically I'm just gonna draw it all the way. So it's basically a round line, and then it's kind of an oval shape really. So I'm gonna do it a little bit onto the sleeve here, and then before that I'm gonna also mark this. So I'm gonna divide this into about every I would say every 2 inches, and I'm gonna cut all this area up here. Every 2 inches I'm gonna have a little drop. So I'm gonna mark it with my chalk all the way here. Do the same thing for the back. Turn it around at 2 inches. So I hope everybody having a good time. Oh, and let me see. And we have, hi Sylvia, how you doing? All the way here. So that, and I'm gonna also mark down here because that we're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna mark this now. Actually, maybe a little bit later. So I'm gonna cut about, I would say, 2 inches below the waistline. So if you're watching, you might want to help me share them on your profile and to get more people watching them, and that's how you can support me. So it have a nice crisp aftertaste, the wine. And Hi, Paul. And I'm just gonna answer some question on YouTube. Just give me 1 second. My computer a little bit slow. Let me see. I'm gonna send them to share. Anyway, so there you go. So I'm gonna do this first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a scissor, and I was thinking I'm just gonna cut this up first. So we're gonna do basically making a little hole on their shirt. So you want to cut this all around. And if you're wondering, the chalk that I'm using is actually Taylor chalk, and you can buy them that pretty much at any stone supply store, and you can stain this off and I'll wash it up afterwards. You don't have to worry about the stain. Do not use chalkboard chalk, because those things I see stain and it will stay on your clothes. Alright, so let's continue. So the wine have a nice aftertaste to it, and tannin in the wine, you don't really taste it. So for those who, so this would be a nice, I would say, pre-dinner or in this hot summer day would be a nice wine to have a taste. Go all the way here to the shirt, and I do both sides. Take a snip it, and I'm also gonna do along the edge. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm thinking I'm just gonna do like so. So I'm just gonna cut a little hole right on the edge, and we're gonna do a little bit of a gather on the shirt like this later on. Okay, and I'm gonna cut the bottom, so I'm gonna undo this. It's easier. See this? So I marked this before. This is about 2 inches below the waistline. And I'm just gonna cut straight across from it. So a straight line. Yep. And cheers. So let's have a drink while we're working. And my computer a little bit slow, so I'm trying to answer the message from Facebook for somebody to post them. But so if you really want to post them, just click on this video. Hi, Rosie. Oh, this is actually better. So today I actually have the phone turned around, so I can actually see you better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna cut open a little hole about, I will do the same thing here, so like so. So I'm just gonna snip it every 2 inches or so. So I'm just gonna cut a little hole. So if you watched my show before, so we've done something similar to this with an old bed sheet on, and we turn it into an evening gown. So we basically gonna do similar thing to that. So the ribbon, the treatment. So we're gonna do that and use it on the edge of this little top. So it's gonna look little cute little top that we're gonna have. So at the bottom, which is the hem of the shirt, which we cut off about 2 inches below the waistline, what I'm doing is that I'm just basically make a little hole about an inch from the edge. Just come to realize we might need the glue gun until way later. But it's okay, I'm just gonna leave it plugged in. And be careful when you cut, and you can cut this out. So we're gonna put this back on, and it's gonna look like a little flash dance. Oh, we forgot to cut the top piece. And I'm gonna have a drink. So drinking the right wine. If you want to keep it nice and cool, that little trick that I learned. Basically, you can get any container, and then you fill it up with water, and then you put a little ice underneath instead of ice, and that way it actually keep the wine a little bit cooler. So that's a little neat trick to keep the wine cool when you're drinking, especially red wine. Cheers. Alright, so now let's do the flash dance cut. So I'm gonna cut all the way into the sleeve. So follow the line that I pre-draw before. And cut all the way around. And we are done. So it looked a little bit like a new style that's happening, a crop top with a drop the shoulder. So the 80th back, almost full. So this is similar to a movie Flashdance. If you haven't watched that before, it's really great movie. And it's about this girl who tried to break into the dance world, which is not flash dancing. If that be taken. So you can just leave it like so if you want. But since this is a huge top, so this would actually be a cool thing to if you just leave them like this. But we're gonna add a little bit more to it. So I cut a little bit inward, which is not a big deal. So I'm just gonna make another hole right beside it on the back. Now, so to show you what we're gonna do is, you can either use the same, which I think I will. So I'm gonna cut a few ribbon up this. So about an inch or so, I'm just gonna cut it up. And the best way to do it is just, usually you do this on a table, but since I have to stand doing this, so one. So I'm gonna think I need about 3 of these. Oh, maybe more actually. So I'm just gonna cut a whole bunch. So 2 for the top, and I might need 2 more for the bottom. So it's about an inch cut, so fold it and cut it up. 3 and one more. 4, and I'm going to cut one extra one just in case, because I don't want to stop when I'm working. So I always like to have extra material to use. Alright, now, so we cut into the strip, and I'm just gonna cut this in up into a nice long. Okay, so I'm gonna do one, and I'm gonna do one more pieces, and I'm just gonna tie it together to a simple knot. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the top here, and I'm gonna put the knot inside the shirt, and I'm just gonna go all the way at the bottom, pull it out, and we're gonna do so if you want to watch carefully before we do that, cheer everyone. Hi Paul. Alright, so before we do this, I'm gonna go in. So from the bottom you go out, tap this in, and then we're gonna pass this through. So basically we're doing an edge. This is what we do for when you make handmade button. So this have a nice little trim top to it. And we can actually shrunk this a little bit up. So it doesn't really fall and show up your boobie. So you see that have a nice finish to it, and I'm just gonna go all the way to their edge here. And continue to the side. And all the way to here. Okay, so that's the front. So it looked like a really cool top. And we're gonna do the same for the back. And that have a drink. So it have a nice light acidity, so nice and fresh at the end of the taste. It have a nice balance to it. So after the taste, so I've tasted a lot of acidity, but I do not take the tannin. So there's not a lot of tannin in here. It's supposed to have a peachy, grassy, intense peachy, grassy. I do not taste the grassy, but I definitely taste the peach. So let's continue to the back. So we're doing the same thing. So if you want to pay attention, and basically we got it from the outside, we hook it in, and we pass it through. And we do it again, from the outside, in, pass it through, close it up a little bit, and so it will, this way it will hook onto the color the opening, so that way it doesn't, when you bend over, it doesn't, you know, flop everything out. And if you want to close up the opening, this is also a way to do that as well. And this way it have a nice decorated top to it. Go. And let me see. That. So if you want to leave me messages, you can just leave them in a comment and I can actually read them. And there you go. So as you can see, it have that nice, really cool detail on the top. Go. And 2 more, then we're pretty much done. There we go. Done. Last one. Now we're gonna come to the sleeve, right? So the sleeve, so what I want is we're gonna do all this and we're gonna take 2 of these together and we're gonna pass it through. So we basically just gonna wove it through the little hole that we cut earlier, right? So I'm gonna do one first, the other, in and out. There you go. And 2 more, then we're done. So I passed it through. Now I'm gonna do the opposite to the other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass it from underneath and outwards. So basically a reverse. So whatever the first one that you did, you do the opposite. Go down, go out, go back in. So basically kind of like just lacing how you do your shoelace, but really. So this is what it looked like when you're done. So you have one go from the bottom out and the one up. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna gather it all up into a gather, and we're just gonna make a knot, tie it up, and we got gather top. So that would look like so. I hope you like it. Alright, now, so if you want to stop here and not continue on, and it's fine, you can just leave that at the bottom. But in the meantime, I want to have a drink. So, what wine have you been drinking? So, leave a message and let me know what you guys been drinking. Cheers. Alright. Now, so I want to do the same thing for the bottom. So I'm going to take 2 more of these. And I can either, so I'm thinking of doing a finishing in the front. So the center front, I'm going to do a little knot. So that's going to look a little cute. So I'm going to cut this up into 2 strips again. And one more. And I'm going to tie it into knot, stretch it out. And we're gonna do the same thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the center back. So I'm gonna pin this up so it looks more like how it would wear on a person. Okay, now, so I'm gonna start from the center back. So I'm gonna go out from the base. And I'm gonna pass it along. And together. Same thing again. And this time, instead of just a little bit, I'm gonna do a lot. So I'm gonna close it up, the thing. I'm not sure you can see that. So the space, so the 2 inches become almost an inches or half an inches. So it's gonna really crop this up. See, so that have a cool little top chair. And let's continue. So I go from the inside and I basically pass it through. And tighten it up a little bit. And basically I'm going from the bottom, go inside into the hole, pull the thread out, and then just kinda pass through the little loop that comes behind it. So, and I'm gonna stop at the center. There you go. And we're almost done on the side. And I'm a little bit thirsty. Are you guys drinking at all? Hi, Leonard. Hi, Tim. There you go. So I think this is my center of this thing. So one more, then I'm finished. One side. So it's quite quick and easy. So as you see, there's not a lot of sewing. Well, there's no sewing at all. All you pretty need is just a pair of scissors and an oversized t-shirt that you already have. So as you see, so it have a little prop here, and we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So let's go over the simple idea again. So we're gonna go from the inside and the hole not big enough, so I'm just gonna push my finger through it. Oop. There we go. And gonna pass it through like so, and gonna re-loop it back in that, and pass it from the inside out, and then so this is just a form of woven. And if you're wondering what this is, so this is what we do when we do our hand finishing for your button hole, right? So if you can imagine how much work it is, and it's supposed to be right tight knit right next to the other. So a lot of the handcraft is actually very intricate, and I used to learn this when I was small. Cheers. Melissa. Oh, hi Melissa, how you doing? Oh, what do I do with all the stuff that I did? I don't know what to do with it actually. I just kind of filed it, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna do the workshop for it. So I'm gonna start workshop soon, so I just have to find some space in Toronto, and then I'm gonna take it and show it to people. Maybe I give it to somebody. So maybe I give to you, Melissa. How's that? So there you go. Do this again. Cross it. Tighten it up. So basically what we're doing is we shrunken the diameter of the bottom of the top into basically half or 1/3. So that's up to you. You can do it tighter, but then you still have to get in and out of your shirt, right? So we don't want to have too much, but we don't have to too open because things does fall out because the crop top. Go. And we're almost done. So we have a few more holes that we need to pass through. And I'm gonna do a little bit tighter in the front than the back. Because you want it Thank you, Melissa. True. And we're pretty much done. So we came to an end. And then I'm just gonna do tie together, and there you go. So I'm just gonna cut this off. We don't need all this extra. So we got a cool little top. Now let's kind of clamp it up a little bit more, because we can either do that, or so I'm thinking taking the extra fabric that we have and cheer. So this is a little piece of fabric I have left, and I'm gonna do a flower, a rose, like so. So basically what you're gonna do is I'm gonna cut a piece of this up, and we're gonna use the finished edge. This is the hem of this thing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just gonna roll this up like so. got a rose. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna glue it down on the top. And make sure I have the inside glued down. Whew, that's hot. One, two. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to make the circle. Make sure you stay where you are. Pat it down. And gonna do another ground to make sure it's nice and stay up. And we've got a rose on the top. I'm gonna cut this up. And I'm gonna glue this down so it stay where they are. So if you want to watch carefully, I'm going from the base, do a little up that, tuck it in. And we're gonna do again. And I'm gonna use the base and twist it a little bit like the rose petal. And finish it up. So tuck the edges on the right inside the rose at the bottom so you don't see anything. So we got a rose. And we have these extra stuff. So if you want, I can make a rose out of the extra little strip that we have. So we're gonna do a smaller size. I'm gonna cut this up. Let me see. We're gonna use that as a vine later. So we're gonna cut this up here to a strip. And basically, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna rotate it. So if you wanna watch, again, 1, 2, have a little thing, and we're gonna add the glue gun, take it down, and I'm gonna start spinning. So I'm gonna add a little glue at the bottom, rotate, and add a little more on the other side, rotate it in, and we've got another rose. Glue this down. And I think it would need maybe 1, 2 more here. So I'm gonna do that. Again, spin, so you get the buzz. Put it here. Just add the glue, tape it down, twist the fabric a little bit, go to the edge, and then just kind of glue it down, and twist it again, then add a little bit more glue at the bottom, and I want to make this a little bit bigger than the last one, so I'm gonna twist it again and add a little bit more. Now, if you want to do this and solve it, you can just do everything I do with thread and needle. So it would last a little longer, but with the glue gun, it actually will work fine. I actually washed some of this and it seemed to be okay. I only washed it once, but then you can also wash it a few more times. And then if it come apart, we just re-glued it, right? That's the fun part about the glue gun. There you go. And let me see. That seemed to be a bit too busy. I think it's done. There you go. Voila. So there you have it. So we have a t-shirt into a cute little dress with the I Love Toronto. Alright. So let me tell you about the wine. So the wine is from Argentina. Gonna make sure it had a beautiful rosé. I'm not rosé. It's a beautiful light gold, and it's called Astica, right? So I will have all this information on my website by Wednesday, and an edited version of this video as well. Now, and let me tell you about the tasting note. So it's a pale straw yellow color, so that's absolutely correct. And it intense peachy, it's peachy, slightly tropical notes. Yeah, I can taste the peachy in there. Dry on the palate, so it have a little bit acidity to it. Citrus, peach fruit flavor, herbal note, moderate acid, and finish. So it does a little bit dry, but this is actually perfect for an entree early before dinner drink. And that's it. That's all. So I hope you enjoyed the show. So if you would like to support me, there are a link on Patreon, and you can either click share with the video, or you just click on the Patreon link, and then you can be my patron for $1 a month and help me support and continue doing all this crazy work with my imagination. So I hope you enjoy what you're doing, and see you next week. And next week we actually be drinking this wine. Is the Pavillon Chimique Blanc, and it actually have a little bit of a bubble in it, I've been told. And this is, I believe, is an African wine. Give me a second. Yes, so it's South African white wine, and it have a nickname of steam because of the little bubble that you have taste in them. And what I'm thinking of doing next week is I'm gonna use plastic bag. So all of us have plastic bag from our grocery, and it is quite bad for environment. So I'm thinking of reusing it and make it into a really fun skirt or an evening skirt. I'm not sure yet. The inspiration will straight by next week, hopefully, and I basically come up with something. So we're gonna cut this up, and I got a whole bunch of them. I have about 50 to 80 white plastic bag from people on Facebook that donated to me. So I will use them, and will show you what to do with them. So hope you enjoyed it. So this was a t-shirt. We do a little rosebud. We have a little edge here, and the same thing for the bottom. And this t-shirt went all the way down here, so we cut it up to about 2 inches below the waist, and then we do the same finish on the top, except the bottom one we tighten it up. Instead of every 2 inches, we actually tighten it up to about 1 inch or half an inch, so you have a nice little puffiness here. And on the side, we did a gather on the sleeve, so that's gonna look a little cute when you wear them. And it is a off the shoulder, it's a symmetry, and this is the back. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.